Hey everybody, it's Monica. Welcome to part 5, and I believe the final part of the dresser trunk tutorial. We are going to be doing the drawers, okay, that fit in the top portion of the dresser trunk. And I've already finished one, okay, just so you guys could see, and it saves me doing it. Now, option number 1, you can paint this. You do not have to put paper on it. I used the leftover papers that I had, okay, of the Bow Bunny collection. You have enough papers to cover this. Pardon me. But, again, the option is yours. You do not have to cover this with paper. In the original, I covered just the front part with paper, and I had painted the sides and the inside. Okay. Also, I want you to start, this is drawer number 3. I've already put it together. Okay. I want you to take drawer number 1. Okay. Make sure you have the front marked. I've covered all of the paper already onto my chipboard. I'm going to take this, put it aside. This is the middle one. And before I forget, because I have a tendency to forget magnets, I am going to actually do this, and I'm going to stick that right down into the center of drawer number 1, which, of course, if you look at your cutting guide, it's a different size, okay? So before I forget, I'm going to stick that in there, and I'm going to set that on top, and I'm going to put the sides and this and 2 of these. I may as well put 3. I'm going to set them aside for now, okay? Then I can put my magnets away. Also, you're going to be needing the last 3 of the drawer handles that you guys made earlier. Okay. What I'm going to do as well is give you the measurement for this. Yours might be a little off. Again, we can use our trick with the magic marker and put it along here before you forget. Now this piece, I did not cover this because I didn't have enough paper. I had a whole other sheet of paper that I wanted to save because I'm going to make an album to go inside of this, so I want it all to match, right? So basically this piece of paper is 3 inches by 2.5 inches, okay? And I'm going to show you how I put it on to the next drawer, all right? And again, the sides are covered, but I did not cover the back, and I did not cover the bottom because it's going to be inside of the box, okay? The first thing I want you guys to do is take a construction strip, take your drawer side, make sure if you're putting paper on it's directional, and I'm going to cover this. We're going to go real time here, people, because so I am going to cover this, and I'm going to make sure, put this over here so you guys can see. I'm going to make sure that I'm covering the very top edge. So I got a little piece hanging out there, okay? And I go like that. I'm going to give it a snip. Okay, I'm going to pull this off some more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around, lay it down again. Okay, and I'm just pushing it down lightly for now because I can burnish this really well in a minute. We'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, then I'm going to give it another snip, and you'll notice I'm not snipping all the way through. I am just snipping to the center 3/8 of an inch score line on this strip. Okay, and I'm going to set that down, and this should be flush. Okay, not, and a little bit's hanging out. Give it a little bit of a trim. I'm doing it anyway just to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, then what you can do is take this one, chop it straight off, and then you can burnish it. Okay, and also, now what I did for the original one, I left it like this because if you're going to be pulling these drawers in and out, I find that if you leave your construction strip just like this, it kind of helps over time. It won't split, okay? Or if you don't leave it like this, it could split. So it's just a little extra added sturdiness. Again, you do not have to do that if you don't want to, but that's the way I do it. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go straight across there and take off that last little piece. Okay, and I'm also going to do that for the next drawer side here. Take another construction strip. Oh, that was the ones I set aside. See that? I already used it. This is why I hide things from myself. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. So this again, put this here so you can see. I want to make sure it's completely covered. That. Okay. Take it, give it a little snip. That. Give it a little snip. Okay. And take this. And I'm just butting it up against construction strip like that. Okay, trim this piece off like that, and this bottom piece here is okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like that, and that's stuck to me pretty good. And I'm gonna take this and cut it off straight without chopping my finger off. Okay. Okay, so I like to do one side at a time, so I'm going to do this. Make sure you get your front piece facing the right way. Okay, oh, before I do this, so this is the front of the drawer. I marked it on the thing, so for reference, you can mark it. I put a little hole here, just so that I know where the center is. So I don't have to go measuring and all that stuff, but you don't have to do that. I'll show you why. You can mark the center after you put the paper on. So take this little piece of paper, okay? You can ink your edge if you want to now. I'm going to ink it later on the other drawer. And what I want you to do, now if you don't have faith in yourself here, you don't have to do this. You can do this after, okay? So you can basically just find the center of this. Find the center of this, line it up as best you can, and line it up with the top edge here. Okay? Again, I don't need the whole thing because I know that I'm putting a construction strip there and it's going to cover everything, right? So I'm doing this now. Save me the hassle. Also, to make your life simpler, now would be a good time to install your drawer handle. Now, somebody's home. I marked it 1 inch up from this score line right here, okay? And that's my center. So now I can just basically eyeball it, line it up like I did with all of the other ones, okay? And I'm going to put 2 pencil marks. Like that. And now I know where to cut in for my brads. Okay. If you do this now, I mean, I don't mind doing it later because I am the queen of, uh-oh, I forgot to put that on there. So, but you guys might not want to do it that way. That's the difficult way. Okay? It's much easier if you do it when it's flat. So basically you take this now, put it into here. And that gives you plenty of room. Okay? To get your brad on. So if you like, you can go ahead and do all of them at the same time so you don't forget. Okay, so that is where it's going to be. So I marked 1 inch up and found the center of each piece. Okay, so that piece. All right. Okay, so also what I'm going to do now, before, if you remember, I'm just going to drop 2 little dots of glue in behind here. Okay, like that. And again, it's much easier to do when it's lying flat. Okay, now I'm going to take my piece. This is the front, obviously, and I'm going to just basically slide it in to the front, give it a little push up like that, and it will fit. And because I am using, see, I'm using score tape, so I'm going to bend this in like this, and do the bottom like that, and make sure that it fits. Now, you can push it in like that, just don't set your score tape completely yet, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip it up, and then I'm going to hold the back of my drawer, and I'm going to push down, okay, like that. And now I can burnish the bottom. All right. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide it into my construction strip. I'm going to tip it back like that. I know you guys can't see this right now, but I'm going to burnish that down. And then I'm also going to take the front. Now, keeping in mind, okay, that you want this inside of that corner. So like that. So again, I can take, now, I can also trim this off. Hold on. If I trim this straight across, it will match perfectly like that. Okay? And you want to make sure that you're keeping it inside of here. Okay? And again, I'm going to tip this and I'm going to burnish it down. Sorry you guys can't see that. So that's one side done. And then I'm going to do the other side, removing my score tape. Okay. Like that. Put that away before I stick it to myself. Okay, so that's removed, and I'm going to do the same thing, but now you got to be careful. This is also a good part to use the arc glitter glue if you want to, because once you set this in place and it sticks to the score tape, you guys all know how the score tape is. It's a little intense. So I am going to start with my side here first. And an itchy eye, sorry. Okay. And I'm going to lay it down. Make sure it's flush with the bottom. And then I'm going to give it just a little push, okay, so that I can squeeze this in here. All right, like that. Okay. And see, now I can do my bottom piece. And I'm just going to set it down and burnish in there. Now, you can see there's a little space in there. I'm just going to squeeze it before I burnish it. Okay, and then I'm going to push up from the bottom and stick that on there good, so it doesn't try to separate again. So now it's stuck, it's in there. Okay, there's a little bit of a separation, but don't matter. Okay, and I'm going to give that a burnish. And if there's any edges you want to trim, now is a good time. Okay. There. Now, what I want you guys to do next, okay, so we're going to do the last drawer, but I find, okay, everybody makes things a little different, so there's a recovery for this, all right? We're going to put a construction strip on the bottom, just like this one. But before you do anything with the second drawer, 2 things. I want to make sure that it fits. So this is pretty slidey in and out. I'm just going to do this. I haven't put the handle on, obviously. I'm going to do that in a second. make sure it fits well, but it's not too snug, because then you'll be putting pressure on this drawer, right? Okay, and that's why you have the construction strip wrapped around the bottom and you're good, but there's no need to put added force on this. Okay, so make sure it's sliding really well. If it is not, okay, so for example, let me see if it's just this side. This drawer is a little bit snug on that side, and so this one's a little snug, okay? So when I pull it out, I'm putting, well, not too much pressure. Right, so that's how you want it. You want it to fit in there snug, but not to the point where you're reefing on it to get it out. All right, if you're putting it in there and you have to bend the top part to get it in, and it's a struggle, then what I want you guys to do is either get a sanding tool, or you can get your scissors, okay, and take the top and sand here. So example, you can use just like a nail file, okay, and you can sand down the top. That's why I haven't inked my edges yet, just in case I had to do this. Okay, so you can sand it so that it's flat, okay, and the only place it will be grabbing is along these edges and a little tiny bit on the corners. I find that that's where, if it's gonna grab, that's where it's gonna grab. Okay, and then sand it until you can slide it in there comfortably, which I am doing right now. So it is sliding in here, in and out, really comfy, okay? So that's number one, okay? Also, if you are going to be covering the inside of this with paper, do it first, then do the fit, because you would be amazed at how much a piece of paper will change the difference in how these drawers go in and out of here. All right, so if you're going to do that first, then do the fit. So your first method that you can use is sanding it, or the second method is you can make sure this box is all snug. Now I have, where did they go? Oh, they're right over here. Okay, you can actually just cut or use a razor or whatever. Just take a little notch off of the corners, okay? Because again, if it's going to be grabbing, that's where it's going to grab in your corner. So I'll show you what I mean. So you guys saw that was a little snug. So when I put it in now, it's still snug. So again, you can sand it. Let's see if sanding it helps again. Now I lost that. Oh, there it is. So you can sand this. I know a lot of people have arthritis, or it's an awkward angle and you don't like messing with craft knives or whatever. So if that's the case, just give it a little sand. Okay, I think I forgot to do both corners. That probably didn't help either. Now, don't cut yourself. Don't. Now I'm manhandling this too. Like, I don't have the Tim Holtz scissors upstairs, and I'm not running downstairs. Let me tell you. So you can either do that and give it a little trim. Okay, and I'm talking like next to nothing trim. All right, and I'm just doing a little bit at a time so that I don't cut my fingers off. Don't do that. Okay, so now even just that little tiny bit will make a big difference. Okay, okay, so now it's sliding in and out nice. Okay, and it's snug, like it's not rolling in there like crazy. It's snug, but it's now fitting. So do all that before you ink. Okay, now I know this is all fitting nicey nice. Now I can ink both of these because I know they fit, and I'm just going to ink the edges of the top. And again, if you're going to paint it, you don't have to do this, right? So just like that. That's all I am doing. And it just takes away that stark chipboard. Now, This makes it look a little neater, I guess. Like that. So I left this one here like this to show you. Okay, we have to put this on the bottom. And do this. Stick this on here. Like this. Okay, dry fit it first. Okay, and then put a piece on the bottom. Just makes it look neater. You can also put a piece along the top here if you want. Just saying. Okay. I think it just brings it together nice. Nicey nice. Alright. Like that. Okay. Also, if you put your piece on first, oh, see, that's what I mean. I just get these things and I think it's lying around. So see here, there's a little bit of an edge. Okay, you can do your magical marker thing and just slide that in like that and like that, and you can just touch up, okay, where the chipboard is showing. This one here, I did the drawer ahead of time and I wasn't thinking properly, and I just wanted to whip it together. So these corners here are bare, so this one fits good though. Okay, so this piece here, you might want to cut it at 3 inches by 2 3/8, or 2.5 even. Right? Just so you have enough that it fits underneath there. Alright? Because I think I told you guys 3 inches by 2 1/4. So do it 2.5. Unless I grabbed an improper piece. Let me measure this and then I'll tell you what it is. In 1 second. Find my ruler. I lost my ruler. There it is. Okay. So this piece is, guess what? It's just a little over 2.5. So 2.5 by 3 will do it. And then you can trim it down later or whatever you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to do this now. While I have this here. Here's the center. Okay. I'm going to do this now before it's too late. Okay. I'm going to just eyeball this one and stick the knife in. The same. Like I said, you can do it after, obviously, right? Make sure this is set in there good. Okay. And 2 little drops of glue will do. 1 drop of glue. And 2 drops of glue. So that is my outside drawers. Okay, so I'm going to stick these in here. And I'm going to show you guys, okay, as I was going to show you earlier. Now, when you put your drawers in, before you do the middle drawer, which is drawer number 1, which is a separate size, I'm going to stand up for this. What I want you guys to do is take this piece of chipboard, okay, slide it in between here, alright, make it fit in there like it was going to be a drawer. Take your sides, okay, both sides, stick it inside like that. Okay, and make sure, uh-oh, doggy dog. Make sure with two of these as well, and put it right down in the corner. Okay, right in this area here. If this does not all fit in there comfortably, you are going to need to trim your center drawer. Okay? And again, it's because everybody makes things different. For real. I don't even know how it happens. It just happens. All right? So, fail safe. Drawer number 1. It's a different size anyway, but if you can't get that to fit in here, I want you to first, before you do anything else, trim this down and do the same thing. Okay, put that piece in like that. Slide these two pieces flat with the bottom. Okay, slide those two pieces in there. And then take 2 of your construction strips. Okay, and I realize that this tape is on here still, and that does make a difference, but it's not going to matter. You want to make sure that you can fit all of that down in there. Oopsie. Okay, it's thrown fits. There we go. Okay, so you want to make sure that it all fits. Okay, and it's snug right now, but I can fit it like it's snug, but it's not a nightmare. Okay, if it doesn't fit, trim it off. All right, because that just means you made it a little different than everybody else, or you used 2 different measuring trimmers, right? Oh, doggy's in here now. Okay, so just trim this edge here. Okay. Oh, dog. Tyson. Dog busted in. Out you go, Tyson. Good boy. You're a good boy. I know. I know. I love you too. Okay, I love you too. Okay. Okay, I love you too. Okay, dog is not breathing on me anymore. I do have a bit of doggy goober on me, but that's okay. So here's where we're at. So everything's gonna fit. Make sure you got your magnet. Here's your hole. Again, what I want you to do right now is take this magnet, don't lose it. You're gonna put this piece of paper on here and center it. And again, this one is 2.5. Well, this one's a little more than 2.5, but 2.5 will cut it. Okay, because it's the centerpiece as well. So the other pieces, it should be perfect. Right? And we're going to glue this down. Because I do not want to fight with... I broke a nail. Oops. Nice. Lining that up with the top. Spreading the glue around. Like that. Okay, I poked my hole from earlier. I'm just going to poke it from the other side. And again, that's just a line-up kind of tool that I've been using here. Uh-oh, a different pokey tool here. Don't stab yourself. Okay. So, there's my hole. And then I'm just going to eyeball that. And I'm going to set this now while I have it flat. And again, I'm just doing this twice for you guys, you know? Because it is easier to do while it's lying flat. Okay. Okay. And now we can build this just like we did the other one. And take this, I'm sticking it back on so I don't lose that magnet, because that happens to me all the time. Okay. And trimming. Pinch, trim this off, trim this off. That. Okay. Other side. Okay, same technique as the other one. And again, if you guys got another technique you want to use, go right ahead. This is just the way I do it. Okay. That's flat there, flush at the top. It's all in there. Good. Sticking it down. Okay. On this side. Flush. One side. Take my marker. Yeah, I'll do it in a minute. It's going to be the same on the other side. Okay. First. Actually, go front first. burnish, burnish. Okay. Like that. Okay. Again, fit your drawer in. Make sure it's going to fit nice and nice. Okay. And it's nice and snug. Okay. And it's not killer snug where I have to tear at the thing to get it out. So I know it fits. So now I'm going to put my construction strip on the bottom. Give it a little trim. And thanks to Mr. Pupperdups, I now have to chop all of my nails off. So, yeah, next video, my nails won't be so long. And I'll be struggling with the score tape. So, let's put this on here. Out of the way. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's what we have now. So what I want you guys to do next is, okay, I'm going to try this and see if it works. So what I want to do is put my drawer in with the magnet. Okay. Oops, I shook everything around and now, there we go. Okay, so my drawer is in. Did I glue that? No, I did not. Hold on. First I'm going to glue this down so I don't throw fits on it again. Okay. Back in with the drawer. Okay. So, I know you guys can sort of see this here. I'm going to peel this off the magnet. Okay. And I'm going to hold the whole thing at the back. Okay. So I'm going to take it sideways so you guys can see. I'm going to push in the back where the drawer would be. Okay. I'm going to stand it back up. I just want you guys to kind of see. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take this, hold it down, and I'm going to push, okay, like that. And now, oh, it did not stick because I'm too far out, I think. So, if this is your problem, because I did this in the other one, if it's not working, okay, you can do one of two things. You can pop dot this out, but I don't think I have any. Oh, I think I have tape. I have the tape. Hold on. Oh, yes, I do. Hold on 1 second. So, there's more than one way to do this. All right. I am going to take foam tape. You can use pop dots. You can use whatever you want because we are going to do the same technique, okay, with the little circle, all right, as we did for this part here, because then it'll bring it together, okay? So what I'm going to do now is get this open. So it's like the 16th package of tape I've opened in the last few days, let me tell you. This stuff is awesome. I love it. And this is, sorry about my head. I'm going to tell you what kind it is because it is so sticky. It's crazy sticky. Oh my gosh, where is it? This is the Crafty Foam Tape from Scrapbook Adhesives. And let me tell you, it is sticky. It's just as sticky as score tape. Once you do this, it is not coming off, let me tell you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my magnet off, and I am going to put it onto here just to make my life easier. Okay, I'm going to trim it off. And I'm going to put this away before I stick it to everything. Okay, and now that you have this, you can just give it a little trim around it. All right. Like that. Okay, and I'm using the black, so I'm not going to see it. All right. I'm going to pull it off the scissors now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the back off of this. And you kind of have to do it this way because this knob here is pretty thick. And it's, sorry, the knob, pardon me, for your drawer is very thick. So you have to almost make this magnet as thick as that knob in order for it to stick to the outside. And hopefully, got it this time. Okay. No, we did not. Now, technique number 2, take something that is kind of thick and put it in there, and then slide your drawer in. Okay, and then it'll be poking up a little more. All right, and then it will stick nice and nice. Okay. Oh yeah, it's sticking good now. So there it is. It's stuck on to where I want it. Okay. And now I pull my bone folder back out, or when I raffle this thing off, which is what I'm gonna do, this box. When I raffle it off, it won't have my bone folder in it because I've lost quite a few of them. So now here's what we got. That's where our magnet is. Now you'll notice too, okay, you want this magnet on here so that when you close, everything's working good. Okay, when you close this, okay, it needs to stay down. If it flaps open, it's going to get caught in here and you're not going to be able to close your box. Like that. Okay? If it comes open. So there's enough magnetism there to hold that. It attracts it to the front drawer. So it's not so much that the magnets have to touch. It's that the magnets need to be close enough to each other to stop this door from whipping open. Okay? So, as you can, well, you can't see, sorry. I can't even show you. So, I'm doing this, okay? And that drawer is not coming open. It's still shut. Do you know what I mean? So, there's enough magnetism holding that. All right? And I also noticed that I did not glue this handle down here. So, I'm going to do that right now before I forget. Because that would stink if I forgot to do that. Do for the other one. Okay. Put it on here too. Wow, I forgot to do pretty much all of them, I guess. There we go. Let's see. There. Okay, now on this side here, okay, I am going to cover that, and it also covers the brad up. Okay, so I'm going to get some glossy accents, a different type of glue, and I am going to glue this little piece that I cut here onto here. All right, like that. And I'm going to do it so that it covers that the back of that brad up as well. Okay, so there we go. And again, like I said, there will be enough magnetism there to hold it on. If you put an embellishment on there, or say you want to back your cardstock for the decoration right here, if you want to do that, you might lose your magnetism, but you have a whole pack of magnets, so don't be afraid to put 2 magnets together, because when you put 2 magnets together, it makes it super duper strong, and then you're never going to have an issue. Okay, So if that thing whips open, that's what you want to do. All right. I am basically going to just pull this out and make them all even Steven. And now I know right there, that's where the magnet is. Okay. So that is the drawers done. Okay. So that is it. There you have it. Okay, I'm gonna see it's not closing, or sorry, it's not opening on me. This is closing. And one last thing I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, some of you, I'm gonna use the other box for this. Some of you got these in your kits, whether it be the Accolade or the Bo Bunny, whatever. And some of you got, I don't know what Tamara sent you guys, but we'll figure it out. If you guys got any problems with whatever, just let me know. Because, you know, me being in Canada and her being in the States, we have access to different things. So I'm sure whatever Tamara sent you was amazing. Because she rocks, right? Now, oh, let's find an empty box. Okay, hold on. So that's basically done, people. That box is done. This one is done. All right. I'll put that aside. All right. Now, no, I already finished that one. Can't do that one. Erg. That's the original one. That's fine. Another box. Now, I have a lot of boxes here because I'm sure I mentioned that I had video issues, okay? And all of my video collapsed and blah, blah, blah. So I got at different stages of my tutorials and it was just a nightmare. So I'm just going to slide that in. So let's pretend this is our box that we've been doing. Oh, this one doesn't fit properly. Why? Oh, because of this. Okay, hold on. Let me just get this out of the way. I'm going to manhandle this right now. Okay. Sorry, my arm is in the way. Oh, that's why it's not closing. Okay, so if you have these embellishments, don't look at this box. Pretty sure Tyson got a hold of this. Just saying. What I want you guys to do is, this is what you got in the kit. You can screw the, now it's mostly for decoration, right? So this is not an imperative thing because the box, gravity will hold it together. So if you do not want to add that, or if you want to add some different little embellishments down here and you have something else that matches your handle that you got, it's all good, right? I put these in the kit. So what I want you guys to do is, for these, let's pretend this is our box. I want you to take this little washer that I put in the kit, drop some glossy accents in here. Don't be shy. Okay? Be scared to use it. Because these are not you can't use a magnet with these. So take both of these pieces, okay? Drop some glossy accents in there. Or crazy glue, or Gorilla Glue, or whatever you've got that is going to make this stick in there, okay? Now, I'm going to leave that to dry, obviously, okay? Now, where's my magnets? They're gone forever. They're gone. You guys see them? Where did I put them? Oh, found them. Okay. And what you guys are going to do is you're going to punch out a circle or whatever you want to do, and you're going to place your magnets. Okay? You don't have to cover them if you don't want to. But you're going to place them on here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this anyway. It doesn't matter if it's negative or positive because you're only using one magnet, right? So they're going to go on to there. Okay? And then, I'm still ripping these magnets off after. You guys have no idea. Okay, I'm going to put the glossy accents lid together with that. Now, these here, I'm going to you can glossy accent them on. Okay? And now what Oopsie, that's why I wanted it to dry. But that's okay. I'm going to drop a big fat bead of this in here. And I'm going to kind of just wipe off the extra. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Okay, and I definitely have to let it dry, okay, because I just learned what happened there. This one here, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to drop a pretty nice bead of glue in there. Because you want to make sure that it stays in there really good, okay? So, leaving that to dry. But, that being said, let's wipe this off this box because I'm sure I'll end up recovering this and fixing it. Okay. So, when you're done, you can glue these down. Okay. Ooh, look at that thing popping right out of there. It is trying. It wants to be friends with that. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to grab another one. Give me 1 second, people. Sorry. Uh-oh. One out of there, too. Okay, I'm just going to grab another set so I can show you. Darn. Okay, I'm going to let this dry, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys. Glue is dry. I had to cut all my nails off because Tyson broke one. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drop these there, okay? And make sure they're even. And I took this opportunity for an embellishing chance, right? And what I did was I just fussy cut. If you look at this piece of paper, okay, there's a section right here, and I fussy cut this out of here. I just cut a strip, used my corner punch, my go-to corner punch, okay, and I just glue those on top of the magnets. And then what I want you to do is just take this, drop it down on there. And again, this isn't a functional, like it's not going to lock it down, okay? You don't really need it locked down. I used it for decoration. Same as the hooks. As you'll see, a lot of you guys will be getting these, okay, in your kit. But it's not a functioning part, you know, because gravity is going to be keeping the box closed when it's standing upright. Okay, so it's a decoration. So it seems these are a decoration. Okay, and the reason I put the magnets on though is so that when you're moving your box around, it just keeps them steady, right? So I've put my magnets down. You can actually measure it if you like, so they're perfectly even. And I will tell you right now where we're at. So I put one at, let's say 2.5 inches in is the center of this. Okay, so it's 2.5 inches in, and now I'm just gonna stick it down with glossy accents. And I'm sure you guys don't want to watch glue dry. For this part here, I'm just going to put it around the edge of this. Again, it's not a functional item for me because I lift it from the side anyway. Alright, and I'm just going to take the glossy accents and drop this down right on there. Okay, and don't move it, because if you do, it's not going to stick right. Again, your box is going to look a little different from mine. Tyson did get a hold of this, by the way. My little puppy. He's a little destructive at this point of his life, so, you know, I forgive him because there's lots of boxes around. Okay. careful you don't do what I just did. So like that. And I just kind of set that down like that. Oops. And it's glossy accents, don't forget. So you'll want to wipe off any extra. Oops. Because it will stay shiny. Alright. I'm stuck now. I gotta try to hold this and wipe it off. Okay. And a little tip for you guys, if you get glossy accents and it is dried already, just take your craft knife, okay, and just scrape it, and it takes the shininess out of it, like that. And I'm just scratching the surface, I'm not cutting in there, okay, and it blends in nice if you do that, okay. So there you have it. Guys, thanks for hanging tough. It's an awesome project. I know it's a little long, but it's well worth it in the end. And again, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, drop me a line, man. I am going on vacation soon, so I will still get any messages you guys send. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next round of craft projects. Bye now.